Welcome back to Final Fantasy VII, my friends. This episode is dedicated to the final preparations before we take on the Emerald and Ruby weapon. I'm going to show you guys the best method to level up your materia as fast as possible, and also how to boost your character's stats as fast as possible. We will be using the WY team glitch to do that, because otherwise it's extremely time consuming, but this method that I'm going to use is pretty fast and it gets the job done. First things first, we are standing inside the northern cave, and we are standing in the room where we encounter the magic pots and the movers, which we will use to level up our materia. Now you'll notice that on my party I have both Cloud and Seed. Both Cloud and Seed have their triple growth weapons equipped. Seed has the scimitar with the final attack and phoenix materia equipped, and Cloud has the apocalypse. I also have Tifa in my party with the power soul, which is a double growth materia weapon. And all of them have a run armlet equipped, which means that the materia junction to their armor will also have double the growth that it would usually have on a regular armor. So we're looking for two enemies in this area, like I said, the magic pot and the movers. The first enemy that I'm going to show you how to deal with is the magic pot. The magic pot has 4096 HP. So in order for you to, and before you're able to hit it, it will demand that you give it an elixir. If you don't give it an elixir, it will steal an item from you. So what you need to do is throw an elixir at the magic pot, and then only then should you deal the finishing blow. Each magic pot gives you 8000 experience points and 1000 AP. So in your triple growth weapons you will actually gain 3000 AP, and in your double growth weapons you will gain 2000 AP. Plus with 8000 experience points your character will level up really fast. If you encounter two magic pots, then even better. All you need to do is throw an elixir at each of them. Then just use slash all to finish them off. Again, they have 4096 hit points, so it's not like they're super strong. And if you battle two of them, then you will actually gain 2000 AP, but considering you have triple growth, you're using the apocalypse and the scimitar, we will actually gain 6000 AP on our triple growth weapons, and in our double growth weapons or armor we will gain 4000 AP. So that will allow us to level up our materia extremely fast. It's a really fast method, and thankfully the magic pots appear in a pretty big number in both these rooms. Just remember, you need to throw elixirs at them. And there are two methods to obtain elixirs. A lot of enemies in the northern cave drop elixirs naturally. However, if you want to max out the number of elixirs as fast as possible, then you will need to use the WY team duplication bug, which I've shown you in previous segments. And in order to do that, I'll demonstrate in the next battle. And by the way, I am skipping a few battles I am cutting out a few battles that have no value at this point. So a demonstration of the WY team bug. All you need to do is select an elixir, select the item that you want to duplicate, cancel, and when you select again, select it once, select it again and then cancel. Then keep pressing select and deselect, select and deselect, select and deselect, and that way you can max out the number of elixirs in your inventory or any other item, as long as it's an item that you can use in battle. And that way you won't have to worry about running out of elixirs or having to go grind other monsters to stock up on elixirs. This makes the process of mastering your materia a lot faster. And again, as long as you do over 4096 damage to the magic pots, you will gain, you will be able to finish them off in a single blow. And since you fought 2 of them, again in your triple growth weapons you gain 6000 AP, and in your double growth weapons you gain 4000 AP on the materia that's junctioned to those weapons and armor, obviously. This is for the magic pot. Oh, and obviously they also give a ton of experience points. So 2 magic pots together give you 16,000 experience points. If you have an experience plus materia junction to your characters, like I have with Tifa, for example, you will gain even more experience points, and before you know it, your characters will be at level 99, the maximum level of the game. And now here we have the second enemy of the game, the movers. Now the movers don't give any experience points, but they give a ton of AP points and a load of money. Each of them gives 800 AP points. So 3 of them, and they always appear in groups of 3, will give 2400 AP points. So in your triple growth weapons you will gain 7200 AP points, and in your double growth weapons you will gain 4800 AP points. So that's a ton of AP points, and unfortunately the only drawback to the movers is that there's only 1 in 8 chance of finding them. So they are more rare than the magic pots, but when you find them, it's totally worth it. They only have 3000 hit points each, so you can beat them in a single blow. And look at that, each of them I believe gives 30,000 gil, so that's a lot of gil. So by using this method you'll be able to master your materia in no time. It will take you a few hours depending on the amount of materia that you want mastered. In my case, I have to admit that I'm mastering materia not only for the diamond and ruby weapons, not only to take on the diamond and ruby weapons, but also because before I take on Sephiroth, I like to make sure that all my characters have decent materia junction to their weapons and armor. So that's why I'll level up a lot more materia than I need to. But the bareback materia that you should focus on for sure is the final attack materia, the Phoenix materia. It's convenient for you to master at least 1 final attack materia and 1 Phoenix materia, even though I recommend that you do this for more than 1. I do it for at least 3, especially if you want to do the obtained sources rather easily. Master the Nades materia, master Knights of the Round, master the double cut materia, at least 3 of them. Also master the counter materia and the mime materia. Counter materia and mime combined, and you'll defeat the weapons in no time. So what I'm going to actually do here, and obviously this happened a couple of days later because this obviously took time. At this point all my characters are already level 99, and I'm about to master the last of my materia. Like I said guys, there's you'll notice cuts between segments because this does take some time, and I don't have the time to do this in a single day, obviously. So that's why you'll notice that all of my characters are level 99 at this point. See, mime was born. Remember that whenever you get a mastered materia, another materia of the same kind will be born. And this is the effects of my mastered materia only a few hours later. So what I did was essentially play for like half an hour for a week every day, because it's hard to find more time to do this. But as you can see, I mastered a bunch of materia. HP plus, MP plus are also materials that you can master. Magic plus if you want. I mastered a lot of materia that I probably won't be using, but like I said, it's really because I want all of my characters to be prepared when I take on Sephiroth. It's the only reason. If you want to increase the amount of enemies that you encounter, or the rate that you encounter enemies, just equip an enemy lure materia to one of your characters, and that will speed up the process a lot. Ultima materia is also a very nice materia to master. Quadra Magic Materia is also really effective, especially against Emerald Weapon. When all its eyes appear, it's a perfect way to get rid of its eyes really fast. Master at least 2 Revive Materias, and that's because you'll need them for the WI team duplication bug to duplicate the sources. Restore Materia, obviously, and that's pretty much the crucial materials that you get. Also, HP absorb and MP absorb can be really useful. You'll basically make sure that you will never run out of materia anytime soon. You can also master the W summon materia, even though keep in mind it takes a while. You'll need 2050. Wait, no, actually you need more than that. You need 200,050 to master the W summon materia, even though it's not one of the materials that you need to master to obtain a master summon or to obtain an achievement. I do believe there's an achievement if you master all types of materia for the Steam version of Final Fantasy, at least. And now what I'm going to do, just before I leave the Northern Cave and go obtain my sources, is show you, if you've been training here, you most likely you will have encountered the Master Thornberry. The Master Thornberry, however, if you morph him, you can obtain a ribbon. So you can obtain as many ribbons as you want if you morph a Master Thornberry. For this you will need Yuffie and their final weapon, the Conformer, because the Conformer allows you to deal the same damage that you would deal with a regular attack when you morph an enemy, as opposed to the other weapons where they only deal 1/6 of the normal attack. Equip an enemy lure to make sure that the Master Thornberry, you'll encounter more monsters. The Master Thornberry has 44,444 HP. So just use a 4x cut with one of your characters. Tifa with the Power Soul and the Curse Ring will deal 9,999 damage. And then just use Yuffie to morph, and as you can see, it's as simple as that. Again, I'm just going to do another demonstration really quickly. Using this method you can obtain as many ribbons as you want. Again, just make sure you have the Power Soul and Curse Ring, and if for some reason you're having trouble with the Master Thornberry, you can also cast Death Force on you to protect yourself against its knife attack, or equip a safety bit which protects you against sudden death as well. Okay, next stop we're going to take care of the sources, so I'm going to leave the Northern Cave. Here I am now in Mount Nibel. This is where we're going to obtain our first source of the game, the power source, which gives you a +1 in strength every time you use a power source. So we're going to enter inside Mount Nibel, and we're looking for a specific monster called the Screamer. The Screamer is a rare enemy in Mount Nibel, so again, it's a good idea for you to equip one of your characters with an enemy lure material just to speed up the process a little bit. And what you'll need to do is have an item of no importance, like for example a potion or an eye potion, at the top of your items, and then what you'll do is, before you morph an enemy, you will use the W item materia to select the item of no importance that you want to use. In this case, I'll be using a potion to demonstrate. You need to have like for example the potion at the top of your inventory, and right before your character, and you need to make sure that there's at least one other enemy in the screen. So we're actually lucky I got a Screamer on my first try. So get rid of the spare one, you don't need that guy that paralyzes you. So get rid of him. Now I'm gonna get Cloud out of the way by casting Regen so that I don't confuse him with Tifa. And now prepare yourself to morph the enemy. Morph the Screamer, select the W item. In this case I'm actually using an Ether. Select the Ether. And now the item will appear on top of the screen. Make sure you don't have any other power sources, otherwise this won't happen. And now all that you need to do is select the second item, in this case it's an X potion, and repeat the process like you were using the regular W item duplication bug. So select and deselect, select and deselect, select and deselect, and before you know it you will obtain 99 power sources. Keep in mind, however, you can't have any power sources in your inventory. And make sure that the empty slot is available on top, just to make things a little bit easier. Because what happens is that if you have another power source, then you won't be able to do this trick. And make sure that the item that you're going to get dispose of, in this case I use an Ether, that you only have one of those items. So use potions, high potions, Ethers, Echo Screens, Softs, Cornucopias, items like that. You can buy them at most stores in the game, and that way you will obtain, and that way this glitch will work. So now I'm gonna give a demonstration. If you look at Tifa's stats, her strength is 138. Well, after I use the 99 power sources, Tifa's strength will skyrocket. Now, this method is only obviously to speed up the process of powering up your characters. You can do this one by one by just morphing each enemy one by one. For the power sources you can morph both the unknown number 1 in the Galnica plane, the heavy tank in Gongada, or the Screamer like I showed you. This just makes the process a lot easier. As you can see, Tifa's strength jumped to 237. Then just repeat the process. Put again an item of no importance and on top of your item screen, and just repeat the process. It's really simple. The power sources take a little bit to obtain because the Screamer is a rare enemy, but really it doesn't take that much time at all. Now after that I'm going to demonstrate how to obtain the guard sources, and it's a lot faster. What we're going to do is fly towards the middle region where we will battle the spiral monster. Oh, I don't want to face you yet, Ruby Weapon. Just you wait, boy, I'm coming for you. So we're going to land in the middle area, and we want to encounter a monster called the Spiral. You know the ones. Those are the monsters that after you attack them they start rolling over themselves and their defense increases. Luckily they're a lot more common than the Screamers, so you won't have any problem in mastering the guard sources. Again, we're going to repeat the process. Equip one of your characters with an enemy lure materia just to make your encounters happen a little bit faster. Make sure that Yuffie has the morph materia, and that in this case I'm using Vincent as the W item materia. And also make sure that once again you have an item of no importance at the top of the screen. In this case I'm using a potion. So just run around until you encounter one of the monsters. Here we go, 3 spirals in a go. Get rid of the spare one, because we don't want them to keep dealing damage to our characters. Kill one, use morph, W item, select the potion, select the X potion. After the item appears, in this case it's a guard source, and now repeat the process. Select and deselect, select and deselect. So X button and circle, X to select, circle to cancel. If you are playing on the Steam version, it would be switch. Actually, it would be OK and cancel. So it's OK button and cancel button. If you are using an Xbox controller, it would be A and B that you need to press. So it's really simple. It's a really simple process. You can do this as much as you want. You'll need to do this at least twice for each character to max out their stat. In this case, with the guard sources, we're going to max out our character's vitality. You don't need to do this for every character, obviously. but you can. And in case you don't want to use the W item glitch, well, just come here and morph all the enemies at all the spirals at the same time, and you should get at least 2 or 3 guard sorcerers per turn, even though that will take a lot longer. So another example here, as you can see, Cloud has a vitality of 102. After we use the 99 guard sources on him, however, his vitality will increase quite a lot. Like I said, I know this is a bug of the game, but let's be real here. How many people are gonna just sit down and do this by morphing a single enemy one by one? It takes a lot of time. So I'm going to demonstrate it again. Just put another item of no importance that you won't need at top of your box. In this case I'm using a Maiden's Kiss. All items that you can buy at most stores in the game. And now we're gonna repeat the process. 2 more spirals, awesome. Morph one of them. Remember that you need another enemy in the battlefield, otherwise the battle will end. Select the Maiden's Kiss to make it disappear, that it will be replaced by the guard source that Yuffie just morphed, and then select the X potion and deselect or whatever item you have on the second slot, and just keep doing this over and over and over again, and in a matter of 1 or 2 minutes, depending on how fast you do this, and sometimes, trust me, you will mess up and not obtain 99 guard sources because you press cancel twice or select twice by mistake. It happened to me. But yeah, by using this method you can really boost up your character stats really fast. This is for the guard source, and the guard source is the easiest one to obtain. You can also obtain guard sources from the unknown in the Galnica plane. I'll demonstrate that a little bit later. And now we're gonna go and obtain both luck sources and speed sources, which are obtained in the Galnica plane, which is our next destination. So once again, as you can see, Cloud's vitality will be maxed out in no time. At this point he already has maxed vitality. I actually did this for every single of my all of my characters, even the ones that I'm not planning on using anymore, but you know, I just felt that I like to have all of my characters prepared. You know me, I like to make sure that every character is ready for the final fight. Okay, so now we're inside the Galnica plane, and we're going to be obtaining luck sources and speed sources. We're gonna start with the luck sources. Again, we'll need the W item, and this is a really fast method. It's probably the fastest sources that you can obtain, even faster than the guard sources. Here we have the rep. The rep is has 9000 HP and is the one who gives us the luck sources. So get rid, first things first, they usually appear in groups of 4, so get rid of the 2 extra ones. And now what we're going to do, you might want to cast Regen on your characters just to make sure that, you know, none of them die while doing this, even though with a high HP they won't die. Prepare to morph one of them, select the potion or the other item that you have on your number 1 slot. Make sure you only have 1, and once again, self-explanatory, just select and deselect, OK and cancel, OK and cancel, OK and cancel, and that's how you max out your luck sources. By now, if you're following this guide by now, by the time you are in the Galnica plane, you've already mastered this process, and that way you can max out your character's luck. And the luck stat, the way it works is that it influences the amount of critical hits that you can get. So with a maxed out luck, you can guarantee that every single hit that your characters do will be a critical hit, which again is rather useful, especially when you're fighting a Diamond and Ruby weapon, who both have pretty high hit points. So Emerald has 1 million and Ruby has 800,000 if I'm not mistaken. So that's for the luck plus. Now we're gonna take care of the speed plus. Let me just demonstrate. As you can see here, Cloud has a measly luck of 33. That's really bad. But after we give him 999 luck sources, his luck will jump up a lot. See, 132. That's the spirit. Okay, now once again place an item of no importance at top of the screen. I guess I can use the echo screen, why not? And we're gonna do the same process to obtain the speed plus. And for the speed plus, we are looking for an enemy called the Poodler, which are these guys right here. So the process is precisely the same that you've used in other battles. Morph one of the Poodlers, select the item at top, wait for the speed source to appear, and now select and deselect, select and deselect, and you will obtain 99 speed sources. The speed sources increase your dexterity, which basically means that the higher your dexterity, the higher your gauge, the ATB gauge will fill up, so your characters will become a lot faster, essentially, as the name implies. If you want to do this without using the W item glitch, then just morph the 4 or 2 of them that appear in every battle. It's not as fast, but it's fast enough, because in the hallway in the Galnica Plains, these are the only 2 monsters that you can encounter. So yeah, all the monsters that you can encounter in the hallway will give you either a luck source or a speed source, provided you morph them. And you can actually encounter them both in battle at the same time, which I'll demonstrate next. As you can see here, Cloud's dexterity is 62. After 99 sources, well, his dexterity will be a lot higher, 162. And trust me, this process really doesn't take that long. 161, sorry, I counted as 100. So yeah, just keep repeating this process and you'll have maxed out luck and dexterity in no time. Place another item of no importance at the top, and now we're gonna repeat the process. I'm gonna skip a few battles because I don't need to show you this over and over again, but I'm just going to show how you can actually duplicate more than one source in a single battle, provided you have 2 enemies that can be morphed into different sources, which is what I'm gonna demonstrate right now. See, here we have both the Rap and the Poodler. Select the I'm gonna select the Poodler first. Morph the Poodler. Select. Let me just get Cloud out of the way in cast region just to make sure that my characters don't die for some reason. Select the first item. Wait for Yuffie to morph. Speed source, and now select and deselect, select and deselect, select and deselect. OK, cancel, OK, cancel, OK, cancel, over and over again, and you will have maxed out your speed sources. That's for speed sources. You can actually do this, like I said. You can actually obtain also 99 luck sources in this battle. To do this, it's really simple. We're gonna select the second item, that we don't need in this battle. I'm gonna use the antidote. When I use the antidote, it will create an empty slot, the third from the top. It won't appear on the top slot, obviously, because it's filled out with speed sources. And then I'm gonna select the item that's right underneath the antidote and select and deselect again So basically do precisely the same thing that I just did for the speed source, and that way I will max out my luck sources. So again, select and deselect, OK and cancel, and you will obtain 99 luck sources. So yeah, actually the luck sources and speed sources are the fastest ones to obtain. Plus, at this point in the game, with your ultimate weapons equipped, and considering you already maxed out your strength, I'm pretty sure all of your characters will be dealing pretty high damage per turn. The reps have 9000 HP, the Poodler has 4000, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. No, he has 6000, that's right. So you won't have any problem getting rid of them, and that's how you max out. There are two more sources to max out, however, and that's the magic source and the okay, let me just the magic source and the mind source. Those are a little bit more difficult to obtain, but it's not impossible and it's not that hard. And I'll demonstrate that next. Let me just max out Cloud's dexterity by using this method. Like I said, it's really simple. Just make sure that once again you place an item on top that you don't need. Look at that. Cloud's luck is now 231 and the dexterity is maxed out. It's really that simple, and to make you don't need to do it to all of your cards. You can just do it for the characters that you like, but you know. Okay, now I'm gonna demonstrate how to do this for the magic and mind source. You'll need three things, or at least two things. You need a final attack materia mastered, combined with the morph materia, another final attack materia mastered with the revive materia maxed out as well, and you can have as many as you want. I have three of them. Final attack, I have two final attacks with revive and one final attack with morph. Make sure that the final attack and morph is the first one that you equip, otherwise Yuffie will cast live instead. I have the HP MP materia equipped to switch my HP with my MP. That way Yuffie can die a lot faster. Also make sure that you have the confused materia equipped with added effect to protect yourself from one of the unknowns which can confuse you, because it's not convenient for you to have Yuffie confused. Obviously you'll need a conformer to make sure that Yuffie deals the maximum damage while she morphs, and have a weak armor to make sure that Yuffie takes on a little bit more damage. So now we're going to the cargo room and we're going to run around. We're looking for one of the unknown number 3 and the serpent. For the unknown number 3, we're going to use the unknown number 3 to obtain magic sources, and the serpent to obtain guards, the serpent to obtain mind sources, sorry. And again, just run around. You can also obtain power sources and guard sources in this area. This unknown gives you power, actually I think it gives you guard sources. Let me check it out. Oh, I forgot to equip Vincent with a ribbon, so he's not immune to confuse, but that's okay because Yuffie will finish him off before he even has a chance to. So yeah, this guy gives us guard sources, so you can obtain guard sources here. However, it's a lot faster to obtain guard sources from the spirals. Let me just put a ribbon on Vincent. I don't want any confused characters. The second unknown in this area, which is this guy right here, gives you power sources. So, but again, it's a lot easier to obtain the power sources by fighting the screamers on Mount Nibel. Get rid of him. And that's all fine to obtain power sources and guard sources, but we want magic sources and mind sources. So let's take care. if I find a serpent, I might skip a few battles here. Actually, I know I will. Just run around until you encounter the serpent enemy. There we go. The serpent has 14,000 HP. You want to obtain the mind sources from him. Attack him once. If you deal 9,999, it will most likely counter with Aqua Lung, and that will kill off Yuffie. Now, since I have final attack and morph equipped, Yuffie's final attack will be morph. So now you just have to repeat the process. Make sure that Vincent is ready, and you have to do this a little bit quicker because you don't have much time. Since I have 2 final attack materials combined with revive, Yuffie will cast revive twice because she died, and she will use revive twice. So I have precisely the amount of time that it takes for Yuffie to cast life twice to obtain mind sources. So technically I can get about, if you're fast enough, you should at least be able to get between 40 to 50 mind sources per battle. Unfortunately, the serpent is a rare enemy in this area. In fact, it's the only place here you can find it aside from the battle square. But you really don't need to max out all of your characters' mind. You don't need to max out all of your character's spirit, so you know. Okay, now this is for the magic sources. It's the same principle. We have to wait until Yuffie dies, so that she uses final attack and morph. Make sure that you don't have a Yuffie with a ribbon equipped, otherwise she will be resistant to the poison fang attack, and we don't want that. We unfortunately have to wait until the monster uses poison fang or bolt 2 on Yuffie to kill her. That might take a little bit, depending on if he wants to attack her or not. But you're going to repeat the same process. As soon as Yuffie dies, open the W item window, select the first item and use it. Then select prepare to move to select the second item right down below the first item that you use. As soon as Yuffie dies, she will morph the enemy into a magic source, and then while Yuffie casts life 2, you will have that amount of time to duplicate the magic sources. Okay, there we go. Yuffie is dead, so she's gonna use her morph as her final attack, followed by life 2. There's the magic source, so just quickly, very quickly, select and deselect, select and deselect. OK and cancel, OK and cancel. You have precisely the amount of, you have the time it takes for Yuffie to use life 2 twice. It's the amount of time that you have in this case. Obviously you can master more final attack materials and revives, and that way you can actually obtain 99. You know, it's not that complicated. It really depends on the amount of final attack materials and revive materials that you have, but you really don't need more than 2. And it takes a while to master a final attack material, even with the movers and magic pots. So that's the method that you use. I'm just gonna demonstrate one more time how to do this, because I know that this is a little bit more complex, you know, but it's really simple. And again, just gonna repeat the process again. Attack the serpent. It will counter with Aqua Lung. Kill Yuffie. Make sure you have the HP MP material equipped to switch your HP and MP. Wait for Yuffie to die. Yuffie will use Morph as her final attack. Morph the enemy into a mind source. And then as Yuffie casts life twice, you will be able to duplicate the mind sources. Obviously, you know, you can use other magic to your final attack material. I don't recommend a summon because it will just appear the action of the summon. It will take actually less time than the life 2 spell, and if there's no enemy in the battlefield anymore, the summon won't work. Okay, just one more thing left for me to show. I'm obviously not going to show myself doing this over and over again, and I'm not gonna max out the spirit stat and the magic stat for all of my characters, because if you have a magic plus material, master one of those and your characters will have magic, maxed out magic. It's the same thing for the speed plus. You can master a speed plus materia and a luck plus materia to max out your character's luck and magic. Luck, magic, and speed. But this method is a lot faster, and you know, it is a bug in the game, so you know, if you don't want to use it, that's all fine. I just feel that since this is a walkthrough, I feel that I should show you the easiest way to max out all your charges, and personally I don't consider this cheating, but that's just me. So one more thing that I have to do before this episode ends is give all of my characters their final limit breaks. Obviously, with all this leveling up, all of my characters have learned their final limit breaks. As I showed you on the previous segment, I used the Dark Dragon to cast Ultima on my characters to make sure that they learned all of their limit breaks. So let's give the Chaos to Vincent. Let's give the All Creation to Yuffie. Where is it? And that's that, guys. You know, like I said, you don't have to do this. It's not necessary at all. It will obviously make the fights with the weapons a lot more easy. Let me give Barret the Catastrophe, Tifa Final Heaven. But yeah, by using this method, you can really. It really doesn't take that long. In fact, the process it took me like about 10 hours to master all the material that I wanted to master and to do this process. But again, I mastered a lot of material that I really didn't need. That's the truth. So just if you play half an hour for a week, you'll get the job done. In fact, to obtain the sources, it's really fast, thanks to the WI team duplication bug, you know. So that's going to do it for today, guys. In the next episode, I'm going to take on Diamond Weapon. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this segment useful.